Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Big news. Big news. Russia declares Easter Truce and vows to halt all hostilities. That's the first article. That is, Putin said, you know what? From today, this hour, to the 21st, this hour, there will be no shooting, no hostilities on our part. Let's see what you do. Isn't that fantastic? I think it is. That's the first topic. The second one, according with some imbeciles from the Institute for the Study of War, Kremlin demands full capitulation from Ukraine, rejects compromise in peace talks. Well, these guys from the Institute for the Study of War are operatives. They are not telling us anything new because they consider the Russians' four demands being, oh my God, capitulation. They told you in 2021, hey, these four, non-negotiable. So what do you mean demand full capitulation? They told you since then the four. I will mention the four. What are the four demands, Russian demands? And then Germany wants the United Kingdom to hold its hand while it starts World War III. So, the United Kingdom again uses another baboon to start shit so it gets to something bigger. The Hydra is in United Kingdom, not United States. So, these are the three topics, plus an extra two little ones, which is the Russians attacked Ukraine with 95 missiles and UAVs overnight. Plus, the Russians also liberate one little town of Bethlehem. I will tell you about that one. All right, let's start with the first one, the main piece of news. Ukrainska Pravda. This is from Saturday, 19th of April at 16:53. Russia declares Easter Truce and vows to halt all hostilities. There's the guy, the evil guy, and these guys tell us here the Kremlin demands full capitulation from Ukraine, rejects compromise in peace talks. I think this is a good sign of a goodwill move again. Russian leader Vladimir Putin has announced an Eastern Truce, which supposedly means a halt to all hostilities in Ukraine from the evening of the 19th of April, today, until midnight on 21st of April. Well, that's why I call the Russians consistent, or more consistent than the Ukrainians, Americans, French, and all these baboons. Because if they tell you they're going to give you $1, they're going to give you $1. If they tell you they're going to punch you in the face, they're going to punch you in the face. So in good and in evil, they are consistent. We'll see if they're going to follow through with this one. There you go. This is the information. According to Putin, Russia will stop all hostilities from 1800, 6 p.m. on today, 19th of April, Moscow time, which coincides with Kiev time, until midnight on 21st of April, 0000. All right? So that is, if you want to find out, I think it's about 8 hours of 7 hours from the Eastern time in the United States of America. Now, that's the first one. That's fantastic. And I'm quoting, guided by humanitarian considerations, the Russian side is declaring an Eastern Truce today. It's unilateral. 1800 to 0 midnight from Sunday to Monday, in order that all hostilities be ceased for this period. We assume that the Ukrainian side will follow suit. So where is the ball? In the Ukrainian side. Meanwhile, although Ukraine has not declared a truce and it's unclear whether the proposal was coordinated with Kiev, Putin has already warned of possible quote-unquote violations. Our troops must be ready to repel possible violations of the truce and provocations and any aggressive actions by the enemy. Putin added that the response to the Easter Truce will indicate how genuine Kiev's ability and willingness to engage in peace talks truly is. There it is, my friends. Russia's Ministry of Defense later confirmed that it had instructed all, one thing is to instruct, the other thing is to do it, right? Unit commanders to observe a ceasefire from 1800 to on 19 April to 000000 on the 21st of April, Moscow town. However, it emphasized that Russia's forces would uphold the truce only if Ukraine does the same. Excellent. We'll see. Obviously, it has a lot of holes. But the problem is, they said we'll do it, and we hope that you would do it too. And let's see if the things will be the other way around. What if the Ukrainians would say, we're going to have a truce ceasefire from today until midnight on the 31st of December 2025? Do you think the Russians will do it? And then the Ukrainians tell the Russians, if you don't do it, see, these guys don't want peace. What if it's the other way around? And the Ukrainians already said that, but they didn't do it. I don't think it's going to be workable, but hopefully, God will intervene and is going to reveal his beauty and his plan, which is peace. All right, first article, first topic, next one. Kremlin demands full capitulation from Ukraine, rejects compromise in peace talks. No. Rejects the non-negotiables. Institute for the Study of War, these are not studying, these are not scientists, these are operatives. Kimberly Kagan is the president, and she is related to Victoria Nuland through marriage with Mr. Kagan's, two of them. Russian officials and propagandists continue to reject U.S. proposal for ending the war in Ukraine unless all of the Kremlin's demands are met. No. 4. We all know them. Including regime change. Well, you can't have those guys over there. Demilitarization and significant territorial concessions. And no NATO. Got that? No Nazification, right? So you are lying. It's not all. That's not all. That's some of them. Got it? And here is again the information, but they say it. One of the Russia's top propagandists, Semyonyan from Russia Today, from these guys, okay, called on Moscow to reject the reported U.S. proposal to freeze the front line and block Ukraine from joining NATO. That was the main thing. That is the main thing. She claimed that the plan failed to include denazification or recognition of occupied Ukrainian territories and attempted to legitimize Ukraine and the U.S. as negotiating partners. Dmitry Medvedev, Deputy, no, my friends, they have done non-negotiable and they all know it. They all knew this since before the start of the garbage in Ukraine. They knew it. So when these guys are coming and saying, remember, look at the title. Reject compromise. No, with that, because it's no compromise. They all knew it. Why would they? Now we smack you in the face and you want us to compromise now? No, you compromise. I want to hear your compromise. Anyway, let's move to the next one. This is an opinion piece, but I think I like the way this woman, Rachel Marsden, I don't like the name, but now anyway, she puts a nice title and nice piece at Russia Today on the 19th of April. Germany wants the UK to hold its hand while it starts World War III. Fantastic. I think that's right on target. The Chancellor in waiting says he would commit to giving Kiev long-range missiles if London backs him. By Rachel Parakapa. Okay, columnist Trabarapa, that's her. She looks like Kaya Kallas. Are you a, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's go back. So, the point is this. The Russians made a mistake, a big mistake, I think. That maybe they, I don't want to say they miscalculated, but it seems to me that you don't deal with a bully, letting the bully, come closer and come closer and come closer and just back. The moment the bully stepped towards you, you're smacking in the face with all you got, knock the fuck out of the bully. That's how you do it. But no, this guy said, no, it's okay. You can send javelins, you can send howitzers, you can send armored vehicles, you can send tanks, you can send airplanes, you can send money, you can sanction us, you can blow up the Nord Stream pipelines, you can infrastructure. What? Now they want to do what? Next is going to be the only two things that there's not in Ukraine: military, like legal military, NATO military. There are troops, I guarantee you that. How? I don't know. I looked in my crystal ball. One of them, all right. So that's the first one, and the other one is nuclear bombs. That's all. That's the only thing that the guys in NATO did not do to Russia yet, like legally. Everything else is there. Everything else, not the quantity, but everything else. Patriot, HIMARS, Challenger 2 tanks, Abrams tanks, what is the other? Leopard tanks, Leprosy tank, what the hell? Everything is there. And everything was said, no. Now, the Storm Shadow missiles, Scalp, now they want Taurus. And they're going, Russia said, Deutschland, if you send Taurus missiles to Ukraine, that means you're actively in the war with us, because only your military will use the Taurus, not the Ukrainians. So your military operates that, you are at war with us. So we will reserve the right to punch you in the face now, Russia, now. And guess what's going to happen? When Russia will do that, UK will say, NATO is attacked. We are the victims here. The opossum, United Kingdom. You know, that's what's going to be. Really? You'll see. And then the World War III starts with the baboons in Germany again. This is clear. The Brits again played the role of schemers. If you leave that island alone, it can't even survive 2 weeks. Why? What food they got over there? Potato famine? I know, it was in Ireland, Emil. What the hell do you have? Based on your population, 60-some million people? Aren't you 65? Aren't they 65? How are you going to feed the baboons over there? With bananas? What are you going to give them? Grass? You got grass, sea, and air. Let me eat today. I'm going to go outside, open the window. Father! Yes, son. I just ate. Okay, don't eat too much. Okay, I'm going to close the windows. I ate enough air. That's why they're going to survive. I don't even know if they're going to have enough water to drink, but that's another thing. I think the Tins. Anyway, so let's move to the next one. I think they want to start that through the hand of the imbeciles in Germany. Ukrainska Pravda. Russians bombed Ukraine with 95 missiles and UAVs overnight. 33 drones downed, 36 go off radar. Oh la la. And we find out that the Russians used some missiles. Where are you? I know I saw some right here. So this is what they did. They tracked 95 aerial threats, including 3 Iskander-M ballistic missiles launched from occupied Crimea, 2 Onyx anti-ship missile from occupied Crimea, 3 Kh-31 anti-radar missiles, 87 Shahed attack drones, and 1 decoy UAV launched from Milerovo, Kursk, Primorsko-Akhtarsk in Russia, and Hvardivsk in occupied Crimea. Obviously, the Ukrainians destroyed them all, right? Right there. Destroyed 33 and 36 just went to mommy. And that gets me to the last article from Sputnik. Russian forces regain control of Oleshnya in Kursk region, Defense Ministry. So, where could that be? Let me go to this little map. Ram pam pam is right here. Kursk, this is Ukraine. This is Kursk right here. So, where these guys... No, you don't be a batch now. Don't be one. No, you want to slow? Oh, well, you want to slow? I don't want it slow. I like hard. That's how I like it. All right. So, this is where the pack of Ukrainians are right here. That's all what is there in Kursk. And this somewhere around here is that little Bethlehem town. Chuparapa, Kapakapa, Bikalaka. And that's it. There's nothing else here. There's no more packs of wolves in Russia. This is the border. All right. And if I'm at it, I'm going to show you kind of where these guys launch their missiles and drones. Usually it's from the Kursk, Bryansk, and then we're going to Milerovo right here. Then Primorsko-Akhtarsk is right here in this red right here, Primorsko-Akhtarsk. And then you got Cape Shauda right here in the Crimean Peninsula, and another one from the Crimean Peninsula. There you go, my friends. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. That's a truce. Peace on earth. Peace. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.